For detailed instructions and safety warnings, refer to the assembly guide and the operator's manual. There are assembly tools provided with the ride-on mower: 12 and 14mm and 13 and 15mm open-end wrenches, a Torx wrench and a hex wrench. You will need to provide a 6mm hex bit, torque wrench, tyre pressure gauge and a socket wrench with 12mm, 13mm, 14mm and 15mm sockets, a socket extension and scissors. Step 1. Unpacking. Set aside all accessible packaging and wrap from unit and parts. Do not discard the packaging material until you've carefully inspected and have satisfactorily operated the product. Remove all boxes containing loose parts, assembly hardware and documentation and place where easily accessible. Carefully set aside the assembly tools to prepare for the mower assembly. Use socket wrenches or the provided open-end wrenches to remove the bolts securing each corner post and brace to the frame bottom. Then remove the post and corner braces. Then remove the bolts securing the metal wheel straps and remove the straps. Inspect all parts carefully to ensure no breakage or damage occurred during shipping. Any parts that are damaged or missing, please call 1300 697 9624 in Australia or 0508 697 9624 in New Zealand for assistance. Note: mower should be assembled while positioned on the frame bottom. Step 2. Connecting the battery. When shipped from the factory, the mower's batteries are disconnected. To connect the batteries, remove the wiring cover by pressing the tabs on both sides and lift the cover off. Then connect the ends of the battery quick connect plugs together before reinstalling the wiring cover. Install the seat as described next. Step 3. Installing the seat. Remove the bolts and the flange nuts from the seat mounting brackets. Next, place the seat assembly over the mounting brackets and align the holes. Reinstall the bolts and flange nuts on both sides and tighten securely using the 14mm socket wrench or the provided open-end wrench on the bolts and the 13mm socket wrench or provided open-end wrench on the flange nuts. The flange nuts should mount on the inside of the mounting bracket. Route the seat safety interlock cable through the hole of the wiring cover, then attach to the plug on the seat. Reinstall the wiring cover and make sure it's securely seated with the interlock cable running through the wiring cover opening. Step 4. Steering column assembly. Remove the bolt and the upper steering shaft and loosen the bolt in the coupler. Install the upper steering shaft into the coupler, rotate as needed to align the hole in the shaft with the bolt hole in the coupler. Using the 6mm hex bit or provided Allen key, install the 2 bolts into the coupler and tighten securely and torque to 8.13 Newton meters using the torque wrench. Next, place the steering column over the shaft. Make sure the tabs on the bottom of the steering column insert into the holes and the opening, and confirm that the steering column is securely seated. Install the steering column cover so that it's seated securely onto the steering column. The upper steering shaft will protrude through the opening in the cover. Next, install the flange washer with the flange up, then the spring, and the second flange washer with the flange down, and then the steering wheel hub under the upper steering shaft. Make sure the mower's wheels are pointed straight ahead. Install the steering wheel over the wheel hub, followed by the flat washer and flange nut. Using the 13mm socket with extension or the provided open-end wrench, tighten the flange nut securely and torque to 8.13 Newton meters using the torque wrench. Lastly, install the steering wheel cover by snapping it onto the steering wheel. Step 5. Installing the bumper. Remove the flange nuts and hex head bolts securing the bumper cover to the mower frame on both sides. Insert the bumper into the openings at the front of the mower frame. Align the holes and the bumper. Then the mower frame and the bumper cover. Then reinstall the hex head bolts with the flange nuts on the outside and tighten securely using a 14mm socket wrench or the provided open-end wrench on the bolts and a 13mm wrench or provided open-end wrench on the flange nuts. Repeat this step on both sides. Step 6. Checking the tyre pressure. Check the air pressure on all the tyres before use. Improper air pressure will affect handling, steering response, traction, tyre life, level cutting and operator comfort. Be sure tyres are inflated to 20 psi. Step 7. Driving the mower off the packaging frame. Once assembly is complete, raise the cutting deck to its highest position. Make sure the direction control switch is in the neutral position and the red blade engaged knob is down. Install the start key and turn to the on position. Change the direction control switch to reverse. Slowly and carefully drive the mower off the frame in reverse while looking down and behind. Note, before removal, remove the 2 posts at the frame base, raise the cutting deck to the highest position and place a ramp next to the frame base. Caution, driving the mower off the frame in the forward direction without a ramp can cause damage to the mower's cutting deck. Step 8. Final preparation. This mower features a safety interlock system to protect the operator by shutting off the blades if the operator leaves the seat with the blades running. Test the system to be sure it's working correctly. Make sure the direction control switch is in the neutral position and the red blade engage knob is down. Install the start key and turn it to the on position. Raise the red blade engage knob to activate the blades. Briefly, lift off the seat. Do not get off the mower. The blades should shut off within 5 seconds. If they don't, shut the blades off by pressing down on the red engage knob and then verify you've connected the safety interlock cable as described in step 3, installing the seat. If the cable's connected but the systems still do not function, contact customer service on 1300 697 9624 in Australia or 0508 697 9624 in New Zealand for assistance. Do not operate the mower until the safety interlock system has been repaired. Step 9. Charge the mower. Mower batteries must be charged overnight before first use. To verify that mower batteries are fully charged, check the battery level indicator. To charge, insert the charger plug into the charging port on the mower, making sure it's properly connected. Then connect the charger to a power supply using a normal household 240 volt AC only 50 Hz. Remove the charger from the mower once it's fully charged and ready for use. Make sure you always charge the mower when not in use. Do not charge in an area of extreme heat or cold.